Hello guys, welcome back to the crew calling all units. Top speed run number 11. Meanwhile, out of, I don't know, about 100 meanwhile I think we have full stock cars, so that's what it is, a full stock BMW M5. 4.4 turbo, B-turbo V8, 560 horsepower. It's pretty heavy, and that immediately shows in the full stock that that thing is a bit slow on acceleration, mainly due to the weight. But it has 560 horsepower, so we might get a bit of speed of it. Which was it? The Aston Martin Vantage V8 that did 334 or something. This thing does 332, maybe 333, but it is kinda on the limiter though. So you're not gonna get much more out of this thing. With some slipstream, maybe I don't know, 340 maybe if you're lucky. Performance wise, I guess you can compare it with the Vanquish, although that's a V12, but that has 568 horsepower. And this thing has 560, so it's kind of comparable, but it is V8 versus V12, so it's not really. ...290 kilometers an hour, and it even looks slow. To 19.1. That's sort of all. I think we had a 215, 216 with the Aston, so it is slower, and that's because this thing weighs more. Performance 805 horsepower. That's 145 more than the full stock. I think the Astons did a time of 151, 153. The Zagato 151 and the other two 153, I think. So something with that we have to compare. But yeah, this one is still spinning wheels in third gear. And that all kills the acceleration a bit. Performance so far, the most we got out of the Zagato Aston Martin, and that did 416. .413, and it's pretty close to the limiter again. So with slipstream, maybe 420. Also here the weight comes into play, because we are slowly going towards 355, 357. The Astons could do 360 plus here on a long straight. And this kinda limits at 360 plus after using nitro, so no. It's a bit slow, this thing. .151, 153 were the times for the Astons, and this thing does a 154.3. All of the weight, so no, this is not that good of a car in this game. Now it also has a drift spec, and that's the first Drifttrack that we kinda test, but yeah. These are the top speed runs, but that thing, well, top speed doesn't matter that much in a drift, does it? So I decided to create a second free drive challenge for this test, and change the settings here to manual, bring sensitivity and speed factor down to 80%, and change the controller type from keyboard to wheel settings. Although I do play with the keyboard, but that makes them, yeah, drivable in drift. So I decided to go up and down towards the Bonneville flat, drifting through the light poles in the middle, and then we score end up with a time, and then we will see what. Of course, the idea is to not hit the light poles, and so to drift through them. That is the idea. And behind the checkpoint we turn around and do the same going in the other direction. And then we're gonna end up with a certain time. I hit a pole there, but if I'm not mistaken, that was the only pole that I did hit though in this run. And that was mainly due to my own mistake, not so much due to the car, because it is one of the better drift specs. The Mazda RX-7 is considered the best, but you cannot always use that if you participate in summit events. Sometimes these things are limited to a certain team, European, German. Then we are looking at the BMW M5 being the best. For Americans, it's probably the Viper, and for the classic qualifiers, it will probably be the Challenger, or even the Shelby might work. But for Europeans in general, or for Germans specifically, this thing is the one you want. For Italian, we usually take out the Murcielago, or the Aventador might work as well. Because the Ferrari 458, McLaren 12C, the Corvettes, stuff like that, they have 7 gears and they're useless in drift. You want to have a 5 or 6 gear car. But I'm doing the run here in 2nd gear. You might go to 3rd on a real drift trial, and that might even work better. But for some we use 2nd gear, so I decided to do this run in 2nd gear only. And I will do that the same with the other drift specs, and then see what we come up with. Time-wise, that is then not so much about speed, so I didn't do a top speed run with this thing. 2:17.7. Okay. There are 23 drift specs in this game, so we'll see where we end up and where this 2:17.7 actually be in the ranking. Although I don't think it will be that bad. Of course, something like an RX-7 is smaller, so it probably will go faster through these poles, and also resulting in a faster time. But the BMW M5 is definitely not a bad drift specs, and you can preferably in German and European qualifiers, it's best to go for that one. I will see you guys in the next one, and bye for now.